One of the things that I didn't learn until I was in my 40s was what to do when I break a commitment. There was a person in my life whom I cared about, and unfortunately I'd made them a promise that I couldn't keep. I changed my mind, and I had, my good reasons for doing it. I wasn't going to change it back, but I didn't want to lose the relationship over a broken promise. I was talking with one of my mentors about it, and she asked me, Tom, what do you do when you break a commitment? And I realized I had no idea. So she explained it to me, and now I teach it to my students. Every year in class, I ask them the same question she asked me. What do you do when you break a commitment? And I get 3 answers, which tells me that most of us are taught to apologize. Some of us think it's important to explain why. And then finally, one of the things that we must learn somewhere along the way is if we want to save the relationship, we should look for a way to make it up to them. None of these are the right way to break a commitment and maintain a relationship. So in this video, I'm going to go over the 3 steps that you can use in your life when you need to break a commitment that were taught to me. The first thing that most people think about is apologizing. We're all taught as kids to do this. But instead of apologizing, here's a suggestion. Acknowledge that you're breaking a commitment. Often when we apologize, these apologies just come out wrong. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry, but I needed to do this. And those apologies are just selfish. When you need to break a promise, when you're breaking a commitment, acknowledge that you are breaking the commitment. Try and see it from the point of view of the other person in the relationship, because what they're going to see is you made a commitment and you're not living up to it. That's breaking a commitment. And when you acknowledge that you're breaking it instead of apologizing can be selfish. Acknowledging that you're breaking the commitment, or that their understanding is that you're breaking the commitment, is empathetic. So step 1, acknowledge that you're breaking a commitment. We have this urge to explain why. And explaining why is not going to fix the relationship. It's not going to maintain a relationship that you care about, because it's fundamentally selfish. When we ask other people to understand or appreciate our reasons for why we're breaking a commitment to them, we're asking them to attend to our needs at a time when they're feeling that their needs should be attended to because you're the one breaking the promise. Instead of explaining why, acknowledge the impact that your broken commitment has on them. That is, again, see it from their point of view. If you value the relationship, then hopefully you're able to understand how your broken commitment has caused them grief or harm, or in some way, not just upset them, but in some way damaged their standing in the world, delayed the attainment of their goals. Step 2 is acknowledge the impact that your broken commitment has on them. Finally, we feel an urge when we care about the relationship to make it up to them, to offer them something instead of what we committed to, but something that would repair the damage that we're doing to them, even if we haven't even acknowledged it. And we're hoping that by making it up to them, they'll come to value the relationship. Unfortunately, this is a risky strategy, because it may be that our values have changed. It may be that our commitments to other people or our resources have been recommitted, reallocated to other things. Perhaps we're breaking the commitment because the commitment, we now realize, was a bad idea. If we really value the relationship and we want to invite someone to stay in the relationship with us, then instead of making it up to them, describe what you will commit to. This isn't the same as making it up to them. Now, it might be something that they do find worthwhile. It might be something that attends to their needs. But what you're doing here is you're being honest with yourself and them about what you will commit to. And here, you'd better live up to this new commitment, or they may never trust you again. If you come at this final stage, describe what you will commit to with honesty about where your own interests are aligned, then you're creating an invitation to them to continue in a relationship on terms that they can trust you for. Because you're making a commitment to both yourself first and them. The commitment is more trustworthy because you understand your own alignment and they can rely upon you to act in this interest. This new commitment might be nothing. It may be that you don't want to continue the relationship. It may be that you are unwilling to commit to offering them anything at this point. And at least in this sense, you are honest. And at least in this context, you have become trustworthy, which are essential to any relationship.